Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with my Pan Those Palettes update and we have an empty. Yes, we finished another eyeshadow which I'm really excited to share with you guys, and I have a great progress overall. In this project, I'm trying to finish 4 palettes to completion, and I'm doing this project in collaboration with Fantastic Ladies. It's a Facebook group, and the project theme that we selected for this year is called Fun Sized. So I am working on some fun sized palettes and also better together, which means that you have to pick palettes that work together. So I picked 3 palettes for both these themes, and then I have continued to work on my previous year's Pan That palette because I did not finish it completely last year. So I have rolled it over to this year and I'm trying to work everything out of my collection. And before we get into the update, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. My name is Rafneet and I make a lot of panning videos. I really enjoy wearing and panning eyeshadows. So let's take a look at our last year's Pan That palette, which is this e.l.f. Summer Breeze. You can see it's very old. It's from the time when e.l.f. used to make mirrored packaging. This is what it was looking like last month, and we'll go over each shade and we'll talk about our goals for those, whether or not we met them. This is what this palette is looking like today, and let's go over the first shade, which you can see we have so much progress on. My goal for this one was to use it 10 times, and since last update, I used it 11 times in total, so I met my goal for 10 uses. And the next pink shade, I just wanted to clear the corner in here, which I did in 6 uses. And moving over to this mustard shade, my goal was just to use it 5 times, and I ended up using it 10 times. And I also wanted to clear the remains on both of these corners, which I was also able to do. And the next shade has most difference. We hit side pan on this brown eyeshadow. You can see it's very thin, and this whole side is gone. I used it a total of 17 times this past month, and I think I was able to make really good progress. In April, I did not wear a lot of makeup. I don't know why. So every time I wore makeup and eyeshadow, I used this eyeshadow. So I was using it in my eyebrows. Even I'm wearing it today in my eyebrows as well. I'm filming it on 30th of April. So yeah, I have to edit today and get this video up tomorrow. That is what I always do with my Pan That palette updates. Moving on to the black shade, I used it 16 times. I was wearing it in my outer corners, lower lash line, upper lash line, everywhere, and I think I was able to use a lot of this product. I forgot to mention that I used this brown eyeshadow as my lower lash line, outer V, crease, deepening up shade. So yeah, I've been multitasking it, and I really like this brown because I think it has a really nice neutral undertone. It's not leaning too warm, it's not leaning too cool that it becomes taupey. It's just perfect neutral brown. I think I'll miss it once it's gone. We also have great progress on black shade, so we started moving downwards. I'm also trying to wear the corners down, but yeah, it's gonna be sticking around for a while. But that's our e.l.f. Matte for Matte Summer Breeze palette. So let's talk about goals for next month. I feel like I should really focus on finishing one eyeshadow every month now, because all of these eyeshadows have such a great progress on them. So I think I should really start focusing on getting them out. For next month, let's hope we can finish this pink eyeshadow. We don't have a lot of it left. You can see it's very thin from the edges, and hopefully we'll be able to knock it out. Finishing an eyeshadow is a lot, but we'll try. So yeah, let's hope to get this one done. And then for pink, just want to use it 5 times, and same goal for the mustard shade. For brown one, I know I'm reaching for this one either way, so I'm not going to set any goal. Same for black, as long as I'm using both of them at least 5 times each, I'm happy. For brown, I'm suspecting I'll be able to see a lot of progress. Hopefully, I will be able to clear one of these edges, maybe both, but let's aim for one. So those are my goals for this palette. Let's move on to Ice Ice Baby from Essence. Its letters are all worn off, but we finished our very first eyeshadow in this palette. This is how it was looking like last month. This is what it is looking like today. We finished Rock a Mic, which is this second shade. There wasn't a lot of it left, but I still had struggled reaching for that eyeshadow. These three eyeshadows are very silver and somewhat looked similar, not exact same. They had different depths, but yeah, I was having struggle reaching for this one because I also had some hard goals for these two eyeshadows. So I was wearing a lot of silver, which I'm also wearing on my eyes today. So the very first eyeshadow called VIP, I used it 8 times in total, and I also used this eyeshadow called Rock a Mic a total of 8 times to get it done. I was wearing it all over my eyelid. That's how I was able to knock it out in 8 uses. And then this shade called Vanilla Ice, I used it 10 times in total. I'll get to this one and this one later on, how I used these eyeshadows. And then this one is looking different simply because it crumbled. I had a goal for this eyeshadow to use remaining side on upper half of this eyeshadow, but it crumbled, so I had to repress all of that, and I managed to use it 7 times, which is not too bad. And then this one, I also wanted to clear the upper half section, which I did, and I used it a total of 14 times, which is a lot. So this one is called I'll Glow, and this is called To Gold. And moving on to the last one, which is called Collaborate and Listen, I used it a total of 12 times. So for these two eyeshadows, I scraped really tiny amounts evenly from the edges, and then I frankened them with a bronzer, which is my e.l.f. bronzer. It's a little bit too orange for me. I tried to neutralize it, and I counted all of those uses as bronzer, and that's why I have so many uses on both these eyeshadows. I of course use them as a standalone eyeshadows as well. But yeah, that is where we are at. And for this palette, honestly, I won't lie, I'm getting a little bit tired of these blues and silvers. I'll probably try to make a contour shade, probably using these two eyeshadows. I might use this one too, but I wouldn't use a lot of it. So for this palette, I just need a little break from it. So that's why I won't be putting any hard goals. So my overall goal for this one is to use all eyeshadows in here 5 times each. So we have 5 eyeshadows left, and we want to use each of them 5 times. I'd be very happy if I do that, which I think I should be able to do it because usage goals are a little bit easier for me to achieve. And moving on to our Bronzed This Way palette. So it already had a lot of progress when we rolled this eyeshadow palette in this project this year. We finished 2 eyeshadows in here this year. They already had a huge pan, and we are left with only 2. 2 of these eyeshadows were finished last year, and one of them was finished last year, I think. But yeah, this is how it was looking like last month. And this is what it is looking like today. So I didn't have any hard goals for both of these eyeshadows. I just wanted to use them 5 times each. So this one is called Love Yourself, and this pretty shimmer is called Right Track. I really like the bronze tone of this one. I usually don't like bronzes that much, but this is very rosy sort of bronze, and I think this is one of my favorite shades in my entire collection. So I'm so sad to see it getting used up. So I used Love Yourself 7 times, and Right Track, sorry, this is not called Right Track, it's called Perfect Babe, and I used it 6 times in total. I repressed it last month, and then I re-hit a huge pan. This is again something that I can finish by next update if I really want to, but I think I want to keep it around for some more time. So yeah, no hard goals for these eyeshadows. Just want to use both of them at least 5 times each. Moving on to the last one, which is a card from Wet n Wild. It's in the shade Walking on Eggshells. For this card, I wanted to clear both corners of that transition shade, which I had repressed few months ago, I think. This is how it's looking like today. We finished this eyeshadow last month. We were also able to hit our goal on this transition shade. It's also very thin. Let's take a closer look. So I reached for this one 17 times, and for this Pro Bone eyeshadow, I used it 18 times in total, and the eyelid shade, I used it 12 times. This is something that I can use almost all eyeshadows in each look. I can use this eyelid sort of shade in my inner corner or lighten up my lid shade. This one, I'm using it in my Pro Bone, and I use the transition shade in order to blend out my outer crease or transition sort of shades. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of progress on this palette as well. I think I don't need to set any specific goals for this one either, because I'll be reaching for this card either way, because it's always on my desk. And that was my progress that I wanted to share with you guys. So let's quickly recap my goals for next month. For e.l.f. Matte for Matte palette, I want to finish this light pink shade and use all of these eyeshadows at least 5 times each. For Ice Ice Baby and Bronzed This Way, I want to reach all eyeshadows in this palette at least 5 times, and both of these eyeshadows at least 5 times as well. Same 5 uses goal for all eyeshadows in here. For Walking on Eggshells too, I think I should set one more specific goal. Yeah, I think I should do it. So, you know what? Let's do it. For Ice Ice Baby palette, I want to re-hit pan here, even though there is a huge pan on the top corner, but I do want to hit another pan in middle of this eyeshadow called To Gold. Yeah, I think that should be doable. While we are at it, let's set a goal of hitting side pan on this eyeshadow called VIP. There's not a lot of product left on this side, so I think I should be able to hit side pan. And this one, yeah, I think I should be able to hit pan on this eyeshadow called Too Cold. These pans are very shallow. There's not a lot of product in here either way. So yeah, that's my update for Pan Those palettes. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night depending on when you're watching my video, wherever in the world you are. I'll see you in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.